dar una sugerencia. Dar una sugerencia. Sugerencia is not a verb, but it's similar. It comes from the verb sugerir, you know. Sugerencia means suggestion. So to suggest, suggestion, so very similar. Dar una sugerencia. It's a very common phrase to use in Spanish when you want to say, to give a suggestion. You know, you're giving a suggestion. That's technically the literal translation, but it's similar to saying to make a suggestion. Okay, to make a suggestion. The literal translation is to give a suggestion, because dar means to give. Dar. Una, a, sugerencia, suggestion. Okay, but it's similar to saying to make a suggestion. So let's look at some examples using this phrase. Ella dio una sugerencia muy útil. Ella dio una sugerencia muy útil. This means she made a very useful suggestion. So let's break this down. Ella means she. Dio is this verb conjugated. Dio una sugerencia. That's the phrase we're learning right now. And that means made a suggestion. Okay. Muy means very. Útil, useful. Okay. So if you want to describe suggestion, you can describe it after saying sugerencia. Okay. In English, you have very useful before suggestion. In Spanish, we have muy útil, which means very useful, after saying sugerencia. People can say, Spanish speakers can be a little playful with the language, and they can even say, ella dio una muy útil sugerencia. It's not as common, but it's possible. It's possible. But if you want to just, you know, say something grammatically correctly, or if you want to have good grammar, then you can just say suggestion first, sugerencia, and then any adjectives, or even like, for example, muy is a common thing to say, which means very, and it's an adverb. Okay, so adverb and then adjective, or just adjective. Sugerencia, una sugerencia útil. You can also say that, but if you want to say very useful, muy útil. Okay, so it's a good thing to learn for sure, to remember. Now let's look at the last example, guys, and that's gonna be it. Okay. Voy a dar una sugerencia para el proyecto. Voy a dar una sugerencia para el proyecto. This is a similar, we talked about a similar example when we started talking about the verb sugerir. Voy a dar una sugerencia. No, voy a sugerir una idea. It was something like that. Para el proyecto. So it's very similar. You can use dar una sugerencia if you don't want to say suggest, to suggest, you're just making a suggestion, or you can use the verb sugerir if you want to say suggest. Okay, to suggest in Spanish. So this means I'm going to make a suggestion for the project. Okay. Voy voy, yo voy, and let's include a. That phrase, voy a, you don't need yo. Voy a means I'm going to do something. Voy a la tienda. I'm going to the store. Voy a comer. I'm going to eat. Voy a trabajar. I'm going to work. So this phrase voy a works perfectly if you want to say I'm going to do something. You can add nouns. You can add verbs right after. But if you add any verb, it has to be in the infinitive form, so don't conjugate it. So you can say voy a caminar, I'm going to walk. Voy a dar, I'm going to give. Okay, voy a comer, I'm going to eat. Voy a correr, I'm going to run. So keep that in mind. In this situation, we have the phrase we're learning, dar una sugerencia. And that means make a suggestion. Para means for. El, the, proyecto, proyecto, project. Okay, so it's an easy example. Just, of course, you can replace this para el proyecto with anything else. You can say, voy a dar una sugerencia para, and then you can change that, la fiesta. For example, just let me erase this. Voy a dar una sugerencia para la fiesta. I'm going to make a suggestion for the party. Okay, so it's a good phrase, and you can just add something before the phrase and something after the phrase. So it's a very good one for sure. If like you can, sometimes you need to conjugate the verb dar, okay? That's the only variable there. You might need to conjugate this verb, or sometimes you don't. Depends what you put before the phrase, okay? So, interesting. Also, you can make this plural, this phrase plural. So you can say dar unas sugerencias, and that means to make some, or just suggestions, to make suggestions. Similar to saying that. Okay, so it can be plural as well.